Hi everybody, Jacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today I'm going to share a story with you from YouTube. Another fellow YouTuber has had some issues with Rebag. Now, quite a few people have had issues with Rebag, but this one kind of piqued my interest. Jess, would you care to join us for a second? Come in, darling. This is Jess from the Real Posh. That's her YouTube channel. I'm going to post the link down below to her video. Go check her out. Send her some love. Subscribe to the lady's channel. And let's get to the issue that Jess shared publicly on her YouTube channel. Thanks, Jess. See you in a minute. All right. So let me move back into the center. So basically, Jess shared with her viewers on her YouTube channel that she had a few Louis Vuitton items that she wished to part with. Meaning she was ready to part with them and wanted to sell them, and was looking for a consignment store, someplace where she could, pass them on to another home. And she decided to work with Rebag for the occasion. But of course, drama ensued relatively soon thereafter. Before we get to the drama, subscribe to my channel here on the tubes. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Super Jacob, all spelled together, for extra perks. Thank you to all my patrons and members who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, and you're all welcome to join the live chats. Also, I would like to remind you that everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just speculation and just my opinion. Okay? Okay. Now, so Jess had a Louis Vuitton bag, 2 pair of shoes, and something else. She explains it very thoroughly in detail in her video, so you can go check out that video to hear exactly the whole story of the different boxes. So she places every product. Basically, she creates this big container to send it off to Rebag, in which she places original Louis Vuitton boxes. Inside of the boxes are the products that she's selling. She specifies very clearly, shoes are in a Louis Vuitton shoe box. The shoe boxes slide open. They're not magnetized. The bags are in a bag box. In the Louis Vuitton bag box, as we all know, all these brands copy each other. They're all magnetized, except for Hermes. They do their own ditty. But so, there's a magnetized kind of clasp at the front. Then you open the box and the bag is inside. So she apparently sends these 5 products to Rebag. Rebag receives the products, and long story short, they're claiming that they received 4 products, not 5. And the most expensive of the products is missing. According to Rebag, the Louis Vuitton bag is missing. Now, Rebag tells her, allegedly, that, the package was sent through FedEx, and they say that they received the package broken, damaged, as to say something might have been taken out of this bigger parcel. So maybe FedEx is to blame. Maybe FedEx stole the bag. But Jess starts suspecting something else once in one of these email exchanges with Rebag. Rebag allegedly tells her, in your Louis Vuitton magnetic bag box, there was no bag, but a pair of shoes. Now, Jess states that 1 pair of shoes did not have a box. She sent 1 pair of shoes without a box because she didn't have the shoe box for those shoes anymore, because she states in her video she bought those shoes off of Vestiaire, and they were new on Vestiaire, but the seller on Vestiaire did not have the box for the shoes either. So those shoes that she bought from Vestiaire, she was now selling them on through Rebag without a box. Rebag tells her that they found those shoes inside of the bag box with the magnetic clasp. So she says, at this point, I start suspecting that they're fraudulent at Rebag, because how on earth can these shoes that I've sent boxless, how on earth could they have miraculously on their own made it into a magnetically closed box, which originally had the Louis Vuitton bag in it? You see, she claims if FedEx did something sketchy, they would not have went through all of this trouble to rebox stuff like that. Also, we don't know how big the damage to the exterior parcel was. Was that damage big enough to warrant a hole, big enough for somebody to pull something out and put it back in? Was that hole big enough for somebody to extract an entire Louis Vuitton bag box and put it back in with shoes instead of a bag inside? She doesn't think so. She thinks that the receiving department at Rebag that deals with all of the arrivals of the products, that somebody is in cahoots together with each other in the arrival department, and that somebody there, she's alleging, might be stealing the bags. Because she also says, what a coincidence that the most expensive product I sent them is the one that's gone missing. Now, to make matters even worse, Rebag, there's an email exchange. She says she's claiming one thing, they're claiming another. And apparently one of these email exchanges, it gets even worse because now she feels offended that they are treating her like she's like some dumb broad that is not really doing it the right way, And she says, I felt really offended. They're making me sound like stupid, like I'm an idiot. And then they said that one of those emails, out of the goodness of our heart, we're going to send you your stuff back, the 4 things, not the 5. But we will also issue you a $500 coupon that you can use on our website. We don't have to give you those $500, but we will. One important thing Jess states is that at the beginning, Rebag did officially in their inventory have marked as received the items, like all of the items. And she does show those receipts on in her video. And she says, then they backtrack, they backpedal and say that they didn't receive the bag. So she says, she's claiming that legally, that bag is now their responsibility. They did claim that they received it, but then they said they didn't receive it. Rebag claims that they do not offer any insurance on any lost goods that a potential client or customer might send them. So they're saying not our problem. It's like your word against ours type of scenario. She's pushing for more transparency. I don't know if she's going to talk to a lawyer or not. I don't know if it's gone that far, but she did say that she did leave a report with the, I always forget the name, the Bureau of Customer Service, whatever it's called. And she did leave a remark there. And if the company and business doesn't answer within a certain amount of time, then that goes into like as a bad rating for the company. And that rating remains then on the website for at least about 3 years. The BBB, yes, Nat. And so she says that she's also been reading up on other people complaining about Rebag. She also said that there is another client that spends like tens of thousands of dollars with Rebag, also was complaining that this client sent them a strap of either a Dior bag or Louis Vuitton bag or maybe an Hermes bag, and they sent it back to the client. That's already a good spending client, spending tens of thousands of dollars, and they sent back a strap that was fake, not the one that she sent them. They're all claiming this stuff. This is all alleged, obviously. I'm just referring to what I heard, but you know that we also, our friend Winnie BLV also had issues. Hi, Winnie. Shout out to Winnie BLV. Check out her channel as well on YouTube. She also had issues with Rebag lately, and she made a whole video about that and how she felt really scammed by them. And I'm just hearing more and more and more stories like these coming from this, and I think it's important to raise awareness about it because, I mean, 2 things. One thing, sketchy and shady businesses, whatever like the reviews are, if many people are reviewing their bad experiences with these businesses, awareness should be raised and question marks should be raised, and we should ask ourselves, Rebag, you can't claim that every one of your clients is lying to you, that they're not really sending you a bag and then claiming that they have sent you a bag when they haven't, and blah, blah, blah. But also maybe you should look into the people you're hiring into the receiving department of your company. Maybe install cameras while people are opening. Maybe always, I don't know, you could have like a policy to say, well, that people could be in cahoots, but you could always say there always has to be 3 people when the boxes that arrive are being unboxed. So you have witnesses. The witnesses are not supposed to be in cahoots with the person opening the box, of course. So then there should also be a camera so that footage can be, so you can have literal footage of the unboxing. Of course, you could technically unbox the box before it's on camera and take something out. And then when it's on camera, you're showing that something is missing. So you see what I mean? It's always sketchy. There's always ways to fiddle and diddle with these things. Now, Lady Bradface is saying FedEx could have monkeyed with it as well. It's a possibility. FedEx, listen, somebody working at FedEx could have also tampered with the boxes. Like, you know what I mean? It's a leap of faith at the end of the day when you're sending stuff. UPS also, tragedy. Personally, I've had terrible experiences with UPS, but when you're sending stuff off, it's kind of like a leap of faith. You're hoping that the person that's going to take your box is actually also going to deliver it without having tampered with it. You're only going to know if you trust the person that's receiving the parcel, in this case, Rebag, that they're going to be honest as well and not lie to you. But if you're sending something to your mom that's living cross country, okay, you trust your mom, obviously. So you send her a parcel, and then you got to have faith in the delivery company that they're going to deliver the parcel untarnished and nothing stolen. And then your mom opens the box and says, hey, honey, everything arrived safe. Or she tells you something is missing. Then you know if something is missing that somebody from the postal service snatched something. But the second point, and maybe even more important point for us consumers, is this. Jess, I know at a certain point in your video, you made it very clear towards the end of your video that you are fortunate enough to be able to afford this loss, losing this bag, a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s. Okay. And you say that at this point for you, it's important to make this video so that other people don't lose their hard-earned cash. Noble of you, noble. But here's food for thought. And I'm just asking myself, it's a free world, obviously. Buy and sell however many things you want. Okay, but maybe I'm just saying, maybe this is the time for us to start rethinking our spending habits. I mean, if you're selling, I don't know how often you sell stuff, you resell stuff, but if you got to send off 5 products from Louis Vuitton to sell to Rebag, and you have a ton of bags in your background, and you're making it sound in your video like it's something that you do on a regular basis. Well, that's something that maybe you should reconsider. I don't know for what reason you're reselling these things. Maybe the shoes just didn't fit you. They were too small, too big, or you changed your mind, or in the bag, you changed them. Okay, but like how many times are we going to change our mind? This is what I'm trying to say here. And I'm not telling this to point fingers at you, Jess. I've been in the same situation myself where I buy stuff and then I think to myself, why did I buy this? The FOMO, maybe. And so I think the time has come for us to also learn to really buy what we really, really want. We have this tendency, my humble opinion only, of over-consuming, and then we end up with a bunch of stuff we don't want, and then you're like, and then what happens? And then this happens. Companies that can be more or less sketchy and shady profit off of our insecurities, because then we send this stuff off to them. They maybe steal it, maybe not, and then we're left in the gutter. Then you don't have the product anymore. You spent the money because you bought the product, now it's gone, and you don't have the money from the resale of the product because somebody stole it from you. So maybe the real issue here is that we should stop spending so much. We should stop buying so many products we're not sure of. You see what I mean? I think that's something that it's a cautionary tale. Yes, these businesses can be super shady, allegedly, but also our own compartmental morals. We're way too quick. That finger on the trigger, click to buy, move to cart, pay at checkout, credit card out, number. You already saved your credit card number in your computer, probably on your phone. Pay, simple, it arrives a week later. I don't like it anymore. Send it back or sell it off. Send it back if the return policy is in place where you are allowed to send it back. Think about the carbon footprint. Think about all of that. Yeah, I'm sorry, sustainability is a factor nowadays. We're producing way too much trash for our own good and for the good of the planet and for the good of our kids in the future. To not think about this. Every time we're so easy on the trigger, oh, let me just order this, let me just order that, whatever, I can send it back. Let me order 3 sizes of the t-shirt. I'll keep the size that fits me and I'll send the other 2 back, whatever. It's included in the price. Yeah, it's easy. Yes, it is easy, but it's terrible for the environment. Terrible for the environment. And I know some of you are going to say, but I live in a tiny city, village. I'm far away from these shops. There's no other way for me to purchase. All fair. I'm not saying gotta stop doing this altogether. I'm just saying be more reasonable. Be more reasonable before you purchase stuff. I'm saying this for your own good. At the end of the day, you're saving your money by being more careful. I'm not saying you do this to save others, okay? Think of it purely egotistically, just from a me perspective, if that's what you prefer. It's going to save you money long term, not over purchasing stuff that you ultimately don't really want or need. Just saying, bear that in mind. I think that's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of stress. When we're dealing with these businesses, quite frankly, the more time passes and the more examples I see of people sharing online these terrible stories. We've done this years ago on my channel. Do you guys remember the 2 videos we did on Vestiaire Collective? Oh my God. Never purchased on Vestiaire Collective since that moment. That was so traumatic for me. Then the Rebag issue, Cosette issue we're having. Also these major brands, not just reselling brands, or luxury outlet brands like some of them call themselves. Even the major brands are iffy. Chanel looking at you, allegedly, peeling leathers and stuff like that. We have to take, as consumers, matters back into our own hands, not allow brand marketing to manipulate us into the FOMO as much as we allow them. I'm guilty as charged as well. Also totally subject to FOMO myself. I'm working really hard to try to not get it, to not let it get to me. And that's the first step to do. So we don't put ourselves in a situation where we're planning on selling off 10 Louis Vuitton pieces through a consignment store. But then also consider other options. Jess, you have a YouTube channel. Your community is growing. So maybe next time consider safety first. Of course, maybe you want to stay private. You don't want people to know where you're living and all that stuff. Fine. But maybe before you use a consignment store, think about telling your people, your audience on your channel, hey, guys, next weekend, I'm going to have a sale vlog. I'm giving you guys first dibs. If you want to purchase anything from my collection, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to lift the pieces up. And if you want something, you can send me PayPal or whatever, you know what I mean? And your address, and I'll ship it off to you. And that way, you're the person selling your own stuff to your loyal viewers who become also your customers. There's that option as well. Now, depending how big your community is, if you have enough viewers and enough return viewers to warrant such a vlog sale, but you can test the waters. You can try it out and see how it goes. And that's also much safer than sending it to, some consignment store that's going to take percentage away from you, and then they're going to tell you the bag never arrived. Now, a similar situation can happen if somebody buys something from you from your online vlog, you ship the product to them and they say it never arrived. Now, in that case, you can protect yourself. You can film yourself packing the package, film it on camera, photograph the package sealed with the address of the person, photograph the receipt you get from the shipping company so that you're safe. You've sent it off with the actual product in the package, in the box, sealed, and you have a film of you sealing it. Okay, so that when the person receives the parcel, they can't say it arrived empty, because you're going to have proof that you actually shipped it off with the stuff in the parcel. That's something to protect yourself, in particular if you're selling through PayPal and then somebody makes a PayPal claim saying, oh, I never received the item. Well, then PayPal is going to come to you and say, do you have proof that you sent the item? You say, yes, I do. Of course I do. I have the video of me packing it. I have a video of me shipping it off. I have the photo of the receipt. Well, once you've proven all of that, then you're clear. You know what I mean? Then you did nothing wrong. PayPal will not block your money, right? So there's all of these things to consider. Be safe, you guys. No matter what you decide to do, okay? If you're honest, decent, honest, moral citizens, just be careful to not get scammed, okay? On the other hand, if you are the scammer, please reconsider, because karma is a bitch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe and thumb up this video. Spread this video and the awareness. I gave you a lot of good tips here, how to protect yourselves as consumers. I think it's important to talk about these issues. Love you loads. Comments down below. Bye.